the time. And all the time, God is good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Listen, I'm saying welcome back to you guys, but I'm really saying welcome back to me because y'all never left. I left, but we're just gonna let that slide. But hi. Hello. How are you guys? Happy 2022. Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all of that. I pray blessings on each and every one of you guys who is under the sound of my voice. I wish nothing but prosperity and just intentionality and purpose and growth in your 2022 and the years beyond that. 2020 wasn't easy. 2021 was no different. But I don't know about you guys, but I experienced growth even in the midst of a pandemic. And I'm exceptionally thankful to God just for taking me through it, because he didn't have to. He really didn't have to. Like, I don't know how, but like I've literally went through this pandemic and I've been healthy, I've been strong, I've just been honestly like thriving even in the midst of some life situations and things happening, and I'm just immensely grateful. I am back with a lot more permanence, and I just kind of want to be a lot more intentional this year. That word means so much to me this year. I don't think anyone really understands. And I kind of, if you guys only knew what has gone into this YouTube, because truth be told, I actually had a YouTube video for December 31st to be posted, and I literally was ready to post it, but I didn't have enough space. Y'all know that pop-up that just pops up where it's like, oh my God, you don't have enough space, blah, 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 blah. And mine popped up and it was aggravating, but it wouldn't let me download, and it was a whole 9 yards. And I most likely will still post it to kind of just go back on it, because I'm pretty sure God had some things that he wanted to say through me in it. But I said that I knew this year I wanted to be a lot more intentional with YouTube. I wanted to be a lot more intentional, not only with my testimony, but with things that I'm learning, things that I've learned, and things that I know I have yet to experience. And I just thank God so much for just God being God. Like, yo, no matter how much times I may mess up, do foolishness, God still looks out for me. And I don't know about nobody else, but I know about me. And I know God has been good to me. So I kind of just have to do what he told me to do, even if it don't make sense to me, or I don't want to do it, or I'm scared, or I'm doubtful, or I don't think I'm qualified. I just know what God told me to do. And even if he gives me no more further instruction right now, let me do the last thing that he told me to do. And so here I am, being a lot more intentional with my decisions, my actions, my time, my space, my energy, and all of the above. So I am back. I am back to tell what God has me to tell. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know what he's gonna be saying through me, but I trust him to say it. So as I kind of just step into this season, I invite you guys to step in it with me. It's a process. It's something I'm not used to. It's something that in some ways, although I may seem or look comfortable, guys, I really don't do public speaking. But God has called me to do it, and God blesses obedience. But beyond that, he's been good to me. He's been faithful to me. So I'm going to be faithful to him. I don't know who God has for me to touch or to speak to or to help grow or to just kind of be that person who see how things went for me. Be better. Do better by the grace of God. And so it's funny because the word that I opted for the year, because like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, every year it's kind of like, okay, what am I going to focus on this year? Like, what do I feel like this year has to hold for me? What does God want me to do this year? Whether it's deal with some fears, whether it's, talk to some demons, whatever it looks like for me. Do I need to make some moves? What does God want me to do? And I was kind of just going and trying to figure that out. And as the year kind of came to a close last year, something that was placed in my heart was intentionality. I'm a procrastinator. Anybody who knows me, who's watching this, probably looks at this and probably rolls their eye. I'm rolling my eyes at myself. I procrastinate. I take it to a whole nother level. Some people will say, oh, I just kind of just do it last minute. Nah. I don't just do things last minute. Like, I do it late, past due dates. Like, it makes no sense. And there's no, even if I'm feeling pressure, I don't know. It's just, and I told myself, I was like, hey, this year we're breaking out of that. We are going to be intentional about breaking out of that. And as I said that word intentional, oh my gosh, y'all. God put his whole hand and covered that word. That was it for me. That was that hit that I needed to hear to really define what 2022 would be for me. Being intentional. Being intentional with my decisions. Being intentional with my time. Being intentional with my space, my energy, my vibe, my fears, my doubts. Like, just being intentional, period. And so it looks different for everybody. For me, being intentional means intentionally waking up at 5 a.m. even though I don't have to be to work till 11, which means I really don't need to wake up till 9. Or being intentional about facing my fears. I was in a car accident last year, and it took a while for me to get back in the driver's seat of a car. And towards the ending of last year, I opted to be intentional and drive and face my fears, because I can't talk to nobody else if I don't face it. And I was intentional. I'm going to be intentional again, in fact, this week, and face my fears. Being intentional looks like breaking out of some habits that aren't healthy, no matter how comfortable they may be, no matter how familiar they may be. Being intentional is something that I think we've all, in our own capacity, have struggled with. It means being intentional with the time you spend with God. What do you do when you first wake up? Do you jump on your phone and scroll through Instagram? I'm going to be transparent. I know I do it. But no, being intentional means picking my devotional, grabbing my devotional, or I have like 3 right now. So I have the Bible app, and then I have 2 devotional books. How intentional am I about budgeting my money? And so in all those areas, God kind of just convicted me, be more intentional. There will forever be an action to a reaction. There is always going to be a reaction to an action, a consequence to an action. And it can be positive and it can be negative. But I think we all know in our hearts when we should do something, but we don't. We could be lazy. We could be scared. We could be doubtful. We could be... I felt these emotions. Like when somebody told me, hey, I need you to go speak. And I was like, and trust me, that is my face. When I could have been intentional and faced that fear of public speaking in my heart, knowing good and well that God needs me to face that. It's just being intentional means taking that step out of your comfort zone. And as you guys will now have a front row seat, I'm choosing to be intentional for 2022. I'm choosing to be choosing to be better with my time and not procrastinate, choosing to do better things with my time than be lazy, choosing to make better options for my food, regardless of what my feelings may be like I crave. All of this is going to be my way of breaking out of those like spirits that had a hold on me for so long. I want to be intentional. I want to do better. I want to make better decisions. I want to be a better me. And so as I kind of just step into the season, and I don't know what your season is, I don't know what it looks like for you, but ask God what your 2022 needs to look like. It doesn't have to be, hey, I'm going to be intentional, like me necessarily. It could be, hey, I'm going to be risky and step out on faith. Hey, I'm going to stop that habit that I know I don't need, but it just brings me some form of comfort because I've been doing it so long. Hey, I'm going to stand in my decision of being single or even being in a relationship. Whatever it is it looks like for you, again, I'm calling it out, but I'm just calling out some things. Whatever it looks like to you, you determine what your 2022 will look like. I know what mine needs to look like. I am determined to make that happen. Each day is another opportunity for something to change. You to change a habit, you to break down a fear, you to beat your insecurity, you to remove all doubt, you to have faith and be a better you than you were yesterday or even last year. Whatever that looks like for you, I am backing you. I'm supporting you. I'm wholeheartedly feeling you. Heck, I'm going through it with you in my own capacity. It's not impossible. And in the words of my pastor, my online pastor, it's only crazy until it happens. It's not impossible. It just may not be easy. So I encourage you guys, please in the comments, let me know what your 2022 looks like. What are you stepping into, stepping out of, breaking out of, breaking down? What is your 2022? What have you decided that you will do in 2022? Not I can try to do, but what will you accomplish this 2022? Until next time, God bless. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.